Hey everyone, please subscribe to my channel and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. It was a Tuesday, just after the school bell echoed its final chime. The sun hung low, casting a golden glow, as kids spilled out of the classrooms, backpacks bouncing like they were ready to take flight, scanning the line of cars for a familiar face. I was running behind, exhausted from a double shift scrubbing office floors, cleaning bathrooms, and restocking coffee stations for others. That morning, my 7-year-old son, Micah, had pleaded with me. "Mom, don't be late today. You promised." I had given him my word. But my parents had other plans, roping me into helping my sister Kendra with yet another meaningless dinner party. They always found a way to make me the errand runner, the chauffeur, the one who never said no. So, that afternoon I called my mom. "Can you please pick up Micah today? I'm running 20 minutes late. I don't want him waiting alone again." Her sigh was heavy with irritation. "Why can't he just walk? He's got legs, doesn't he?" I froze. "He's 7. Her tone sharpened. "I was walking everywhere at his age. You're spoiling him. He'll end up as useless as his dad." I gripped the phone, steadying my breath. "I just need help. Please." She didn't agree. She just ended the call. At 2:45, Micah's voice came through the phone, small but relieved. "Grandma and Grandpa are here. I see their car." I exhaled, grateful. But when I raced to the school at 3:20, flushed and apologizing, Micah wasn't waiting on the sidewalk. He was in the office, his cheeks smudged with dirt and quiet tears. In a tiny voice, he said Grandma stopped. He'd waved at her. She looked right at him, then rolled down her window and said, "Tell your mom we're not her taxi service." Then they laughed, her, Grandpa, and Aunt Kendra. They drove off. I stood there, my breath caught in my chest. The office staffer looked devastated. "He sat on the curb until I found him," she said softly. "He was too scared to cross the street alone." Micah clung to my shirt like it was his lifeline. I held him close, his heartbeat pounding against mine. The heat in my face wasn't from the sun anymore. That night, I called my mom. "How could you abandon him like that?" Her voice oozed sarcasm. We waved at him. He seemed fine. Besides, it's not our job to raise your kid. My dad laughed in the background. "Let him walk home like a stray. Toughens him up." Kendra chimed in with a sneer. "Maybe he should carry a sign next time. Free kid, abandoned by garbage." I didn't let the tears fall, not where they could hear. I hung up. Later, as Micah lay in bed, he whispered, "Did I do something wrong?" My voice broke. "No, baby. You're perfect." But as I tucked him in and stared out at the silent street, I knew they'd crossed a line. This time, I wasn't letting it go. They wanted me quiet, unseen, compliant. But this time, I was plotting a reckoning they'd never see coming. I didn't confront them head on. People like them don't feel shame unless it's public. They think humiliation only counts if someone's watching. But that day at school, people saw, people talked, and for once, I wasn't the one who looked like the failure. The next day, the school counselor called me in. Her voice was gentle but deliberate. "Has this happened before? Family leaving Micah alone like that?" I hesitated, then nodded. She sighed. "I have to file an incident report. It's routine, but we need to document in case it happens again." I thanked her, but inside I wasn't worried. I was strategic. Good. Let the record start. Let the pattern grow. At home, my parents acted like nothing had happened. My dad sent a video to the family chat of Kendra unboxing a flashy new designer bag. "Look at my favorite girl treating herself," he gushed. Micah, sitting beside me with a bruised spirit and a scraped knee, whispered, "Why doesn't Grandpa ever say nice things about you?" I had no answer. Because no matter how many times they dismissed me, belittled me, treated me like a guest in their world, this was the first time they'd used my son to do it. So I started showing up at their house every week, always with something in hand. One day, I brought a sorry cake. "I didn't mean to overreact," I told my mom. "I just didn't want anyone thinking you were careless." She scoffed but ate 3 slices. The next week, I helped Kendra sort her closet. She handed me a sweater to fold, muttering, "You're good at the servant stuff." I smiled, and I watched. I listened. I learned. My dad had a black leather folder hidden under the bar cabinet, off limits to everyone. My mom kept an old jewelry box she called junk but locked up tight. Kendra? Her social status was her oxygen. One day, while searching for wrapping paper in their basement, I snapped photos of documents I wasn't meant to see. Property deeds, a shady loan, my name forged on one. I didn't cry. I smiled. I bought a burner phone. Soon, anonymous letters started arriving, hinting at evidence of financial misconduct. I made sure my dad saw one fall from my bag during a visit. His face went pale, a first in years. He didn't insult me. Instead, he said, "Be careful who you trust. People can twist things." I smiled. Funny, I was thinking the same. Meanwhile, Kendra started seeing anonymous posts on local gossip forums, screenshots of her saying in group chats, "Why bother feeding a kid like Micah when he's already a lost cause?" The posts wouldn't go viral. That wasn't the goal. The goal was the murmurs, a canceled party invite, a delayed sponsorship deal, a friend saying, "People are talking about how you treat your nephew." Kendra lost it. "I never said that. Who's spreading this trash?" I shrugged. Be careful who you trust. People can twist things. But that was just the start. The real revenge wasn't digital or on paper. It was something undeniable, public, quiet, and permanent. It would unfold in 7 days at the school's Generations Day, where students bring family to share memories. My parents were attending for Kendra's daughter, unaware that Micah had also been chosen to speak. This time, he wouldn't be invisible. On Generations Day, Micah woke up jittery, but eager. He'd rehearsed his speech with me all week. His hand shook as he got ready, but I saw a spark in his eyes, pride. The auditorium was decked out with family photos, grandparents with grandkids, parents with kids' drawings, aunts and uncles wearing beaded necklaces from first graders. Micah gripped his note cards and asked, "Will Grandpa come this time?" I met his gaze. "Not today, baby, but you've got someone better." He nodded. "You." Across the room, my parents sat front and center, right by the principal. Kendra stood behind them in a pristine white pantsuit, holding her daughter's hand like a prop. She caught my eye and smirked. "Didn't think you'd show," she whispered as I passed. I just smiled. The first kid spoke, sharing cute stories of late-night snacks and family trips. The room filled with laughter and applause. Then Kendra's daughter took the stage, her perfect hair bouncing as she read a poem about how grandma is my best friend. My mom dabbed her eyes with a silk handkerchief, fake tears glistening. My dad clapped like he was running for office. They loved the spotlight. Then it was Micah's turn. He walked up slowly, not loud, not dramatic. He didn't read a poem. He spoke the truth. "My name is Micah," he said into the mic. "I want to thank my mom for showing me that family isn't just who shares your blood. It's who shows up." The room fell silent. He took a shaky breath. "Last month, my grandparents left me at school. They drove away laughing. I walked home with a cut on my leg and a hole in my shoe. I thought I was nothing." Gasps rippled through the crowd. But my mom hugged me and said I wasn't. She told me kindness speaks louder than cruelty. So I made this. He held up a small wooden frame. His class art project, etched with the words, "The people who leave you behind show you who belongs beside you." The applause started slow, then roared. A few people stood. Micah didn't cry, but my parents did. I watched them stiffen, faces drained, hands tight, eyes darting like cornered animals. They couldn't shout, couldn't argue, couldn't leave without proving him right. That was the point. It wasn't about ruining them. It was about stripping away their stage and letting their silence expose them. Kendra tried to speak. "This is manipulative," she hissed, but the principal cut her off. "Let's respect all students." "Thank you, Micah." As the event wrapped up, parents hugged Micah. Teachers called him brave. A PTA mom handed me her card. "We're starting a kindness mentorship group. You and Micah would be perfect." In the parking lot, my dad grabbed my arm. "You humiliated us in front of everyone." I looked at him calm and steady. "You left my son in a parking lot and called him a stray. This wasn't revenge. It was the truth." He flinched. My mom forced a smile. "So now you're the hero?" "No," I said. "I just stopped being the villain in your story." Kendra muttered, "This isn't over." I leaned in, cool as ice. It is. You just don't know it yet. That night, Micah and I made pancakes for dinner. He looked at me and asked, Mom, are we a real family now? I smiled, tears stinging my eyes. We always were, baby. They just didn't belong in it. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments where you're watching from.